Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for inviting me to attend your conference. Just real quick, if you may, I know CSG is in the house, Fiserv is in the house. What other companies are in here? Fiserv? Crawford? Blue Cross. Fiserv. Mutual, all right. Mutual. Ma'am? Fiserv? All right, cool. All right, thanks. I like to know the audience. It feels great listening to all the acronyms. We're loaded with acronyms just like you guys. Some of them I'm not sure. CCM, I kind of knew what that was, didn't know it was flavored like that. Some of the other ones, I had no idea what you were talking about. I know what a PDF file is. Now, for those of you not from Omaha or new to Omaha, this is where I got my undergrad degree. However, where we're standing used to be a thoroughbred racetrack back in the day, for those of you that remember. So quite a transformation over the years. It was great listening to the presenters this morning and all the different topics and where your industry is going, your trends, what you're struggling with. And we're going through a transformation ourselves. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our journey, our customer's journey. You use that term a lot, customer experience. That was great. And then I'm going to talk about the value of the mail, or what we see as the value of the mail, and maybe some data that you've never seen that might be a little bit different than what you might think. So first, thank you for your partnership, everybody in the room, all your companies. It's a pleasure to serve you and help us, all of us, serve our customers. Now, our infrastructure. We're going to get into that here, but this is our journey kind of from start to finish. We're still a huge organization. We're not going anywhere. Okay, just some key points up there that you may not be familiar with. 1.5 billion miles is what we drive every year to deliver the mail to our customers. And there's at the top corner, 97% of all customers can get within 5 miles of a post office. So we're a large physical infrastructure, but look what's going on in the digital world for us. And some of you actually might know what a petabyte is in this room. Usually when I do this presentation, people have no idea. Any of you guys deal with petabyte level data? Okay, so yeah, because we've got some large customers in this room. 28,000 either physical or logical servers that we manage. So we're a large footprint, and this is growing. So now competition. You guys are changing, we're changing. And look at the competition that we face, from whether it's first class mail with a lot of things you talked about, e-delivery, emails, texts, and so on. And then as we work our way from left to right, you think about what's going on in the shipping business. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Now, this is a good picture. On the left-hand side, it talks about the percent of our revenue, and that's interesting. That says category name, doesn't it? All right, well, look at the one on the right, the percent of the volume. So, first, and I'll pull out my slide here. My hard copy has it. That's quite interesting. I looked at this last night. Everything was just fine. So bear with me here. So on the left-hand side, it's percent of our revenue. So the large red piece of the pie is first-class mail, 37% of our revenue, and marketing mail, 24%. Now you guys probably all call marketing mail junk mail. A lot of people call it that. We don't. It's marketing mail to us. And on the right-hand side, the percent of our volume between first-class and marketing mail, that's the heart of our volume. And as you've already mentioned, mail volume is going down in the payment industry. But it's still an important part of what we do. And I'm going to take you through some of our journey as to how we're trying to reposition ourselves. So we do a lot of research, a lot of focus groups on what's really going on with people and our customers as far as how they perceive the mail. So this might not be something that you would relate to, but our data tells us that 78% of all households still prefer to receive at least one of their bills by mail. So show of hands, anybody still get a bill in the mail? Okay, great, thank you. Okay, a lot of hands, so I appreciate that. Okay, now here's what gets really interesting. 77% of all consumers, regardless of age, actually get in and look at their mail 5 days a week. Okay, now I'm going to show you the breakdown. So here's the breakdown. On the right-hand side, us baby boomers, 6.9 days, or excuse me, 6.9 minutes we touch the mail. The one in the middle, Generation Xers, 7.3 minutes. Look at the one on the right. That may surprise you. But that's what our data says. Our millennials, and I'm seeing a couple of smiling faces in the back there, you actually touch your mail 8 minutes. So us baby boomers say you're just a little bit slower going through the mail than we are as baby boomers. 76% in the top left of consumers actually trust what they get in the mail. And 56%, believe it or not, say yes, they really like to receive mail. Now, this is pretty interesting, but it's been proven true. 56% of folks have tried a new business after receiving some marketing mail. So maybe you got a coupon for a local pizza shop, a Chinese restaurant, maybe a tanning salon, something like that. Anybody here tried something new based on something you got in the mail? Just a few, just a few. Now, what's happening in the world of elections? A lot of states are going to vote by mail, and more are finding success with that. And what we're finding is there's more value in the mail to get something in front of a potential voter through some form of mail. I was in the Colorado-Wyoming district 3 years ago during the presidential election, and pretty early on in the campaign, all the TV time, all the radio ad spots were all sold, gone. So the only thing left really to get something in front of the public was something like a piece of mail. So the Tuesday night, the night of the election, I was getting phone calls from headquarters saying, hey Rick, we've got some mail coming in from Seattle, it was printed in Seattle, to be delivered in Denver Monday night for that Tuesday delivery day. That was happening. So we still think there's more to happen here, and as we get to another presidential cycle here, you're going to see more and more happening with the mail. Now here's the harsh reality of what's going on with direct mail. You can see we're declining, and you can see we're forecasting out to 2023 a gradual decline. On the right-hand side, the digital spend continues to go up, and right now, digital advertising consumes about 50% of all marketing spend. Okay, so we have to do something different. How are we going to face those challenges? So we're looking at how do we integrate mail with digital. And from left to right, there's a lot of things going on there. Philosophical shift, test with marketers, looking at industry insights, and then using some innovation. And this is just a little bit of a journey I'm going to show you better with the video.
Like a flip of a switch, their journey begins. And it's up to you to shine through to your customer. And by delivering mail at just the right time, it creates that perfect push to get your customer to act. Because by using the magic of mail, you can create that spark right from the start. And by engaging your customer on their journey both physically and digitally, you can achieve incredible results.
Well, that didn't launch the video. More technical fun here. It's a great video. Isaac, any ideas? Yeah, that's all right. I'll try to paint the picture of what happens in that video. It's a nice video. So a lady, she breaks a lamp, and then she says, okay, I've got to replace it. You know, where do I go? So she grabs a catalog, she looks at the catalog, and looking for ideas, she finds one that she likes, goes onto a website, clicks on that customer or that vendor's catalog, and gets a mail piece sent to her that shows the lamps that they offer. It was some kind of a design store. So she gets that mail piece. It's an interactive mail piece, and she can use virtual reality to take a look at what would that lamp look like on this end table over here. And she can swipe and try different lamps till she finds one that she likes. So since she picks it and says, okay, I like that one, then clicks on that website, orders the lamp, and of course it comes back. So kind of like a full journey. And my words aren't describing how that really works, but we're trying to use that both digital and that the actual touch, the tactical touch of looking at a catalog, but then being able to order online. Now, we have some new technology that we're trying and we're implementing. We have informed delivery I'm going to talk about, redirected targeted mail, informed visibility, and then some enhanced mail. So this is something that's gaining more and more popularity. It's been out for a while. So does anybody in here use informed delivery? Okay, so most of you in here, for those few that didn't raise your hand, pretty good tool. Do you guys use it every day? Look at it every day? Okay, yeah, so what I have, so this morning at 9 o'clock, I received a text that said, hey Rick, you're getting some mail. So for you guys that didn't raise your hands, so this is what it looks like. This first piece is actually from a company called Simply Safe, probably heard of them. It's a colored mail piece, so tonight when I get home, that'll be in my mailbox. And this has a little feature on here, and it says shop now. So before I even get home, I can click on that and take advantage of that opportunity. And then it also shows me just some regular mail that I'm getting tonight. And I'm getting about 8 pieces. So we're up to 19 million folks now are using that, registered. 19,000 campaigns were launched by various companies to try that out, to again reach their audience. So again, a combination of the physical mail piece, but then the enhancement of the electronic vision of that mail piece. 2,700 different brands, a 62% email open rate, which the marketing people tell me that's a pretty good open rate. Okay, and so people are using it, and we're signing up a couple 100,000 folks a week. This is the saturation right now. If you're in the magenta-ish color, that's the highest saturation, about 15%. Those of us in the middle of the country, we're still in the bluish, working our way to the darker blue as we try to saturate the whole country with this. Companies tell us once we hit 20 million subscribers, we'll get even more campaigns launched, and we're almost there. And then what happens once you are in the mail with us and doing that, then we have all kinds of data, just like the gentleman before me was talking about, the data that can be mined about what's happening. Email statistics, open rates, click-through rates, which are something that's pretty important to those of you that are into marketing. And what's happened is 42% of folks have seen an interactive ad in the past 6 months. 72% have actually clicked on it, possibly going after a sale, looking into an item further. And then 68% have actually purchased something. So we think that's pretty powerful, and we're trying to grow that. And then there's a couple of websites here that tell you a lot more about informed delivery, what's available, and then the calculator, what it costs, and how that all works. So we're trying to grow the consumer base. We do different campaigns, different times of the year, the holiday season, tax season, summer trends, back to school, and so on. And then we have this interactive guide to retargeted mail. And what's going on with that? How many folks go on a website and you're shopping for something And then you get this algorithm that says, well, you know, you were looking at this, you might like this. Okay, you get some of that. How many of you will look at something, throw it in your shopping cart that you might consider it? Well, what if that data was able to say, you know what, you were looking at some computers, and I'm Dell Computer, and I'm going to use a targeted mail to go to you because I noticed it was in your shopping cart. Might be a little creepy, but you're going to get a mail piece that says, hey, Bob, we saw that you were looking at computers. Here's our latest laptop. Okay? So that's what we're calling redirected targeted mail, going to a specific audience. Just like when we get back to this informed delivery, you can focus in on a zip code, 5-digit, you can focus in on a 3-digit. We do something called every door direct mail. It's one of our cheapest forms of advertising. You can go to just a certain zip code and just certain routes in that particular zip code. Let's say you opened up a new pizza store and you just wanted to go to your just immediate geography. We can allow you very quickly to drill into that. Now, much like the term that was used earlier, dashboards. We have dashboards too. And informed visibility is what we call our ability to allow you to see your data, your mail, as it's going through its journey. So end-to-end visibility, one of the previous presenters talked about how much customers want to see every step of the journey, right? What's going on every step of the way? Well, we do the same thing. So from when we accept that mail piece, when it arrives at our processing centers, when it starts to be processed, when we are processing it, when we're starting to transport it, when it arrives at its destination, when it goes out for delivery, and then when it's delivered. So we're making scans and scans and scans all day long. So that's where we get into that petabyte amount of data. So we're doing that real time every day. And that's what customers want to see. Our informed visibility team tries to make it easy to share, to get that data. It's flexible. There's that term omni-channel marketing opportunities. So just like what you guys were talking about. And then there's a lot of tracking and things you can do with the marketing strategy. Then we have some companies that get into what we call a digitally enhanced mail piece. So if you can see on the right-hand side, what that is, that's a flat mail piece. That's an invitation to a rodeo. And if you follow the instructions on the mail piece, it turns into like a 3D invitation. Just again, that tactile feel that people think that that studies have shown people want that tactile feel. So we're doing some of that. We have a lot of mailing promotions that are still continuing in 2019. Some of you may be participating in some of these. First class is the top section. First class mail, marketing and first class mail in the middle, and then some marketing mail at the bottom, and various promotions that have either happened or are going to continue to happen here this calendar year. And then there'll be more promotions next year. Something else that we're doing, we're reaching out to colleges. We now are up to 60 universities across the country, and we're trying to introduce marketing departments into the value of the mail and the opportunities that exist, where we're going with the technology, the informed delivery, the enhanced mail pieces, and so on. So we have 60. Unfortunately, we don't have UNO in there yet, but we've been talking to them, and we're going to continue to talk to them and continue to grow that. And that's just happened in the last couple of years. And then what's happening, you guys are in the print world, we're in the delivery business. A lot of competition with that last mile delivery. And you may have noticed in your neighborhood, not just our little white vehicle out there delivering packages. You're now probably seeing an Amazon blue van. You're probably seeing UPS's brown vehicle. You're probably seeing the orange and bluish, purplish FedEx vehicle. You might be seeing the red and yellow DHL vehicle. So we're all competing to deliver that for you. You have Amazon's trying to dominate the world with everything that they're trying to do, doing their own delivery, but nobody touches what we touch. This is why everybody's going after that. Over $500 billion spent online in e-commerce, and that's only 15% of the total retail spend nationally. So what's going to happen at Christmas here shortly is all our competitors and ourselves included, UPS, FedEx, DHL, Postal Service, we can all collectively not handle the volume and the demand that's there. That's how much happens in the late November, December timeframe. Well, and I'll go back in my pie slide that didn't cooperate. Get to it here, almost. Oh, right there. Okay, and I'll tell you the data. So what's happening as letter mail is going down, as flat mail, as we call it, flat size mail is going down, package volume is going up, exploding might be a good term. However, right now, you see on the right-hand side there, our package services only accounts for 3% of our volume. So it's a good thing, it's a growth thing for us with a tremendous amount of competition. We're all trying to figure out how to get that package to you efficiently. So for example, in Omaha, I'll use some real data. So before Amazon opened up their own fulfillment center, we would deliver about 11,000 packages for Amazon just on Sunday here in the Omaha metro. Amazon opened up a fulfillment center, hired a bunch of drivers. The next Sunday, we went from 11,000 to 1,000, just like that. At the same time, Scottsbluff, Nebraska, for those of you that know Nebraska, that's way out west. Not the density of population that we have here. About 4 months ago, we turned on Amazon Sunday delivery out there, and it's going great. Now, other companies are saying, hey, we want to jump in that Sunday delivery pool. So UPS just announced a couple of months ago, they're going to start delivering on Saturday and Sunday. Now, they're going to give us some volume to deliver for them. They're going to deliver some themselves. FedEx just announced here in the last 2 months that they're going to start delivering on Saturday and Sunday. In San Diego, it's already happened. They've taken all the mail away from the Postal Service. They're now starting to deliver that. Another trend that we're seeing is ship to store. So Target and Walmart, they don't have their own delivery network. Right now, Target is using us. They're saying, hey, Rick, if you come to my Target store tonight at, say, it started off at, say, 5 o'clock. You come get some packages to deliver tomorrow, the next day, in a geography here near the Omaha Target shopping area. And then the company said, hey, what if we give you those packages at 6 o'clock tonight? What can you do? What about 7 o'clock? And right now we're going to 8 o'clock. So we're going to go there potentially as late as 8 o'clock nationwide to say, hey, we're going to deliver some packages for you tomorrow, because that's what our customers want. Everybody wants their package tomorrow. As we're doing that, Walmart doesn't know what they want to do yet. Walmart has hired all kinds of different delivery mechanisms. And their CEO said, well, we're going to see what sticks. And they're trying a lot of different things. They're doing ship to store. So if you've been into some of the Walmarts are starting to be remodeled with a mechanism of picking up at the store. Okay, so we're all competing that, and we're looking to see who's going to provide that value, that quality, that timeliness, that security. Amazon will deliver to the trunk of your car. If you're a GM OnStar person, you give them their code. So like you could be here at in your Fiserv parking lot, they'll drive through, you enter the code, your trunk will open up, they'll put the package in there for you. They'll deliver to your kitchen table if you give them the code to your smart key entry system. They'll put it inside your garage if you have a smart garage and you give them that code. Ford makes an autonomous vehicle and a robot. So the autonomous vehicle will drive up to your home, robot gets out, walks up the steps, puts the package down, gets back in the vehicle. UPS just got an agreement from the FAA for a drone frequency just for them to test drone delivery that Amazon had talked about, quite a while ago. But UPS is now going to start testing that. So we're all jumping into that pool because just the significance, again, that $500 billion right now, and it's continuing to grow. More and more people, one of the early presenters talked about, was it 1981 with the credit, that was you, Kamal, 1981 with the credit card, dipping your toe in the water back then, and people were afraid to do it. Well, people are a lot less afraid to do that these days.
That 3% on that chart looks like it represented a fairly big portion of the revenue, certainly a growing portion.
It's a growing portion of revenue, but it's just so small compared to the total amount of letter volume that we have. Let's see, in FY18, which was 2 fiscal years ago, our bills and statements, first class mail, was about 17 billion pieces. We're not seeing that kind of volume yet in packages. So let's get back to where I was at. So there's the spend. It's a 15% increase since 2017. The data says that each of us receives, on average, 27 packages a year. So are you above or below? If you're above 27 a year, anybody? Okay, so, a few in the room. Now, we delivered over 5 billion packages in 2018. We go to 187 million delivery points. Those are our different services that we provide. We have all these access points, 33,000 post offices, and I won't read the rest to you, but we're everywhere, and we're trying to make that, with those 187,000 access points, make it easier for folks to use the Postal Service. This is something that I had no idea. I sensed a little bit with what my wife orders, had no idea the size of this market. Look at that number. Over $100 billion business in returns. Our entire company is a $70 billion company. That's a staggering number. So we are in this full force. Because a lot of folks, I don't know if anybody in here is Stitch. I'm not a fan or one way or the other, but Stitch Fix, is that what it's called? So, you order some stuff, they send it to you, you ship back what you don't want and keep what you like. So that's amazingly growing side of our business, and we're really jumping into that, because what customers are telling us is if we can make returns easy, they're going to buy more, and we're trying to make it as easy as we can. And look at that on the right hand side, 95% of customers will do another purchase if it's easy with returns. So we've got a large network. We're trying something in the bottom right-hand side of this. We're calling it package-less return test. So in Dallas, if you order something, so the traditional is if you want to return it, if the company doesn't make it easy by giving you a box and a shipping label, you got to go through a lot of gyrations. So what we're saying in Dallas is if you ordered, let's say you ordered a shirt, you didn't like it, didn't fit, you just bring it into the Postal Service. You don't do anything. We take care of it for you and we'll ship it back. All you got to do is just bring it to us, and you'll get an email from the vendor with like a QR code. We'll click on that and boom, off we go. Okay, so we're testing that. We think that's gonna be something that works for folks, whatever is convenient. Yeah. So we have a lot of different opportunities. Our National Postal Forum, speaking of Florida, ours is going to be in Florida in April of next year. That's where we all come together. MTAC is where our technical wizards get together with the vendors in the world, like your companies here. And we're trying to see what we can do to grow our business, grow your business. And that's really kind of our focus. We have to change as an organization. We don't have that letter volume going up like it used to. We don't have flat volume going up. Periodicals, a lot of newspapers and magazine companies have gone out of business, unfortunately. But there's growth in shipping, there's growth in returns, there's growth in linking the marketing mail, informed delivery. And now right now, as an individual resident, you can get informed delivery. The technical wizards are working on, okay, how do we do that for your business? Because right now, if we want to do that at Crawford Technologies as well, is it you? Is it you and you? Is it all three of you? How do we figure that out because of all the things about identity theft and so on and so forth? So the technical folks are working on that. They tell us soon that's going to be available. We don't know what soon means exactly. But but we're trying to go there. And of course, just on the nuts and bolts of the business, trying to be more efficient, trying to deliver great service. We love partnering with all of you in this room. All the mail that you give us and that we provide all to our customers, we try to do that at a great level of performance and service, so that we both, stay in the business. So we're proud to deliver for you, and thank you. And I don't know if I generated any questions or not. Yes.
Say that you want to try to pick up your packaging revenue. Well, this is just on a personal basis, but I have family all over the country.
Right.
And I like to mail packages, because it's a little bit more personal than just having
Sure.
them send, have Amazon send to
Mhm.
that address. But it seems like it's so expensive to send packages anymore. And with Amazon, lots of times, delivery is free.
Right.
So, you gonna do anything about that?
Well, and so, yeah, the cost of shipping, unfortunately, isn't free. And even though it's, the Amazons of the world will say it's free, we're doing what we can to keep our prices down. One of the things that we don't do compared to some of our competitors is we don't charge any additional fee to get that package delivered. Whereas some of our competitors will charge you if it's outside a certain density. There'll be surcharges, there'll be fuel surcharges, so on and so forth. So we're doing everything we can to make it cheaper for folks, but recognizing your point is very valid. It's not inexpensive to ship something depending on how far you're going. We're always trying to come up with new ways. If it fits, it ships. Regional shipping, getting into the right size box that fits what you're trying to ship so that it is more inexpensive. But point well taken. Yeah. Anybody else have any questions? Yes, sir. Okay. There is. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what it is or where it is. but there is. And that it's that, how do you reach a customer, right? And so, like, we do some things with technology when we hire people. And you come in and you sign up for us, right? And we tell you, well, we're going to send you an email and a text for the next step in your journey, right? Maybe the drug test. So we found some of our folks goes right to their junk mail. So we have to tell them, check your junk mail, okay? So, companies are trying, and I'm not a marketing person, I'm an operations guy. I process and deliver and move the mail. But the marketing people tell us that, they're trying to get your attention. So depending on how many emails you get a day, either at work, and if you get a lot at work, are you going to want to look at a lot of emails when you get home at night? And then that touch, that tactile feel, the marketing people tell us that some people want to touch it, see it, feel it, that catalog, that color image of something, So yeah, but some people just take it and toss it right in the trash. It means nothing to them. It's not something they wanted. And I think a lot of companies are trying to figure out how can they get more targeted. So it's more, we probably have a good chance you're probably going to read it because it's in your wheelhouse and it's not just everybody on the block gets this particular thing. Because that's a cost to the printing, to the paper, to the postage, you name it, that's a cost. So I know companies are trying to be better with their addressing. It's hard to keep up with, though, for those of you that have so many customers, right? People move. If people just didn't move, life would be so much easier, right? But it's difficult.
It used to be about 17% of the population moved every year. That's still like
Yeah, that sounds about right. They study that all the time, and I know those of you like TD Ameritrade, large mailer here. Well, there's legally required financial things that I've got to get to you. I got to find you, and you moved. That's tough. And you all fight that. We fight that as well. The money we spend on redelivering, to trying to find where you moved to, it's a real challenge. But yeah, good question. But I'm not going to tell you what the do not mail thing is. Anybody else had a hand? Yeah.
Question
Yeah.
on e-delivery. So there's been talk for a really long time that the only way that will sort of hit a meaningful tipping point is if the USPS.
Yeah, our employees ask us that all the time. So what's happening with our company right now is we're waiting for Congress to decide what we're going to be when we grow up. So right now we're the infrastructure that binds the nation. Okay, so I have 1,100 post offices in just my territory, and I'm required to have 1,100 post offices open every single day, whether it's a town of 50 or a town of 500,000, because that's what Congress established for us, that we would provide that. Nobody else can provide that infrastructure without a cost. And so what we've been asking Congress for many years now through the Bush's administrations, the Clintons, the Obamas, and now Trump's administration, what do you want us to be? Because there's a cost associated with all of that. And costs go up. So do you want me, and we had proposed several things, kind of getting to your point, we had proposed, well, do you really need mail 6 days a week, letter mail? What if we only delivered 5 days a week? Okay, that would change our cost, picture. Still delivering packages on Saturday and Sunday. What if we did something like that? Instead of me walking up your steps to your house, if you live in some parts of Omaha, what if I just delivered to the mailbox by the street? Or for those of you in newer neighborhoods, what do you have? Cluster boxes, right? That are even more efficient for us to deliver. What if we did more of that nationwide? And so that's what we're kind of asking that question, but we can't do whatever we want. Congress is going to determine what are we going to do and where are we going to do it, because then unions get involved in jobs and reach, and why should I be any different if I'm out in Cherry County, Nebraska versus Omaha, Nebraska, as far as having, whether it's telephone access, internet access, or mail services. So we're waiting to see what Congress is going to do with that, and that's come up. People want us to be a bank, because back in the 40s and 50s, we were a bank. Okay, and there's a lot of concern about those, what are those places called, those payday type loan, payday, yeah, whatever, that just charge ridiculous rates, So people have said, well, we should be a bank. We should do, we should be a lot of things. We don't know, where that's all headed, but yeah, the e-delivery, there's been a lot of talk about maybe we should be the e-delivery repository. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's other countries that are dipping their toe in that water. So we'll see. I'm kind of excited. I'm looking forward to it as we shift, just as you guys are shifting your organizations and your industry. I'm excited to see where we're going to go, because I kept my employees. So guys, we ain't going anywhere. We're still a $70 billion business. Okay, we're shifting, I guess. We're shifting. Okay, any other questions?
Back in other countries do this. They deliver, they give what you call fixed deposit. They accept fixed deposit.
Yep.
They make a lot of money on that. I think that's a better idea to have for you.
Yeah, that's come. Like I said, we used to do that in the before I started my career. Yeah, we used to do that. Okay, anybody else? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Sure. Well, like I said, we're testing the merchandise delivery. You come into the post office, don't have a box, you don't have anything but your phone that has a QR code. You give us that shirt, that sweater, and we will take that and we will return that for you. So we're testing that. Partner with a retail. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't know where we're going to go with that. As an organization, we know UPS jumped in the pool with CVS, drugstores. FedEx jumped in with Walgreens. We haven't jumped in with either at this point. Certainly a possibility. Sometimes with the compliance issues you guys face, we face, the regulations you guys face, we face. So I don't really know, not my area of expertise, probably a lot of regulations to just jump into with some retailer to provide something like that. Good question, though. Thank you for the clarification.
I have one more
Yeah.
question. What's your biggest beef with automation mailers? So an automation mailer like Blue Cross Blue Shield, like the USPS, what's the biggest problem you have with automation?
Not enough mail.
You want more mail?
Oh yeah, not enough. No, you guys are awesome. The United States Postal Service is broken into 67 districts. So like Alaska is a district by itself. Okay, I have all of Nebraska, part of Kansas, piece of Iowa. It's based on logistics, geography, a bunch of different things. There's 67 of them. We're one of maybe less than 10. We're a $1.7 billion revenue district. because of mailers like yourself and the Fiserv and the Blue Crosses and the Mutuals and the CSG. So just not enough. No, you guys are awesome because your mail is what we call easy mail, right? It's easy. You know, if you mail a coconut and put postage on it, I gotta handle a coconut. Swear to God. I mean, it doesn't matter what shape or size it is, you put postage on it, I gotta mail it. The cheapest way to build, back in the day, the way they used to build things in Alaska, everything went via mail. Yeah, ship bricks. Yeah, you remember that story. You've been around a couple days, right? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, so your mail is great. You know, you work with us. We partner with you. You know, I know that we're always trying to provide discounts and things for all the fancier, the more 5-digit and all this and that. I don't get into that. You guys do in a deep way. But no, just that's the only thing is just not enough mail. We'll take more. You guys are great, honestly. Love dealing with it. Okay, anybody else? For your panel? Yeah, I sure will. Be happy to, yeah. Right now, no, I can't. So I work for a postmaster general, and so my edict is, Rick, you got 1,100 post offices. I open them every day, come hell or high water, unless there's a flood. We had the floods. I had to shut a few, but no, every single day. I do not have the authority to shut a post office down. And even if we go down that journey, the bureaucracy, it takes a long time to close a post office. Yeah, probably. I'll be with you guys here in the near future. But yeah, I don't have that. And now what Congress is going to decide, if you listen to some folks, you know, close all of them that don't bring in enough revenue to pay the bills. Well, that would be virtually all of them. If you think about it, right? You know, I have a little post office with a town of 20. Do you think that they buy enough revenue or postage for a year to pay for the, you know, the heat and everything and the salaries? But that's not what we were designed to be. We were designed to provide that access for every consumer, no matter where they lived. That's what our forefathers decided for us. So, anybody else? So start that again. Do we use recycling? Oh yeah, we try to be a large green organization, and we try to recycle everything that we can, everywhere that we can, because we do take in a lot of cardboard. Yep, we sure do.
Are your packages more recycle friendly?
You know, no one's ever asked me that. I don't know. It's cardboard. Yeah, I don't know if our cardboard is more green friendly than, I guess, non-green friendly cardboard. Thanks for the clarification again for translation here. Anybody else? Okay, again, thanks so much for having me. It was fascinating to listen to where you guys are going.